Have you noticed how much more unforgiving and just petty people are becoming? For example, recently I saw somebody asking a question like, how do you forgive someone when you have resentment towards them? And I saw quite a few comments that were just like, you don't, or like they were kind of making a joke out of it, but also like some that were serious. And at first, like I used to laugh at posts like that and comments like that, but now I just can't. So a few months ago, I watched this hell testimony, which is basically a person who claims that they went to hell. It was this lady who was just like the ideal Christian, always in the church, always helping people out. She had converted other Christians. She was on the worship team, the whole thing. And I guess she had an accident where she like blacked out, and she says that she went to hell. And she said the reason why she went was because of unforgiveness. And I've watched a bunch of other testimonies like this, and they have said similar things, that one of the biggest reasons that people go to hell is for unforgiveness. And I know to a lot of people, it's kind of just a joke. Like it's become something that's comedic and just encouraged to be petty, to be unforgiving, like almost like it's a personality trait, like this cool personality trait to show how much you don't put up with BS from other people. And I'm not saying that you should. I mean, I think you should be a confident person. I think that you should be putting your foot down when you need to. Like being kind doesn't mean being a pushover. But at the same time, I think we just have to be very careful of encouraging each other to not forgive, to always have to get your lick back. I think it's just like, even in, I'm not gonna name names, but there are artists who really romanticize that. I'm not going to name names, but if you know, you know. And it just, yeah, it just rubs me the wrong way, especially when you take into account that God really, really hates unforgiveness because he forgave us for all of our sins, and we've committed trillions of sins. Like it's uncountable, the amount of sins that even just one person has committed in their entire lifetime. So in God's eyes, it's just like, okay, I've forgiven you for all of this, all the wrong you've done, and you've done some wrongs, but you can't even forgive this person for this one thing. And I totally get it. Like, you know, there's some like kind of evil people out here, okay? And they do some terrible things, but at the same time, it's also important for us to remember that forgiveness isn't just it's not just letting a person back into your life and acting like you're besties with them. That's not what it is, but it's letting go of that pain and hurt and resentment so that you can move forward, and so that God can see that, you know, you really do have a pure heart. And if you let him, he can also heal you of any pain or resentment that you're harboring. But you just have to be open to it. I think it's just important that we check ourselves, that we're not trying to hold any grudges or trying to be petty, and that we follow what the word says most of all.